How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. In the last couple episodes, we've been working on our train transfer station in order to get pretty much everything moved over from the smaller 1x2x1s to the 2x4. Are they 2x? I think they're all 1x4x1s. However, it has proven to be a little more of a challenge than I initially was expecting. Also, I need to snag 2 of these radars because we need some in some other spots. I think primarily the biggest issue is just making sure that everything correctly both balances, but also everything correctly is being loaded into the different trains. And then we also have to figure out how to fuel them. I know we kind of talked about it. I think we're going to fuel the fours here, and then I think we'll fill the smaller trains either at a depot here, or we'll fill them somewhere else. For now, they're just going direct injection. However, they will not be getting fueled here. So the trains are only going to run for as long as they have fuel that we manually put into them, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll kind of solve that problem as we go about it, I suppose. Okay. And then, yeah, we do have to rename that one. I know it's kind of a generic name. This guy stays here until it's unloaded, which is fine. This guy, however, needs to go get stuff, or we do not have fuel. I meant to put the other one in first. It's fine. It's not too far away. In other news, we are almost upon spring break, which will be awesome. So we should make some good progress over that bit of time. Right now, we're just kind of running through and squeezing hours in order to make progress in this and in Satisfactory. Okay, so this train's gone. Hopefully it goes to one of the right stations. I honestly don't know which station it will end up going to. It should prioritize the first available station based on this layout. So it should go into the next one right after, or the kind of the correct top one. It did not. Interesting. Why is that? Because it should have gone into this one. Okay, go there. Because I'm a little bit curious. So this is all one block, which a little bit of an issue. Okay. Why is it prioritizing that one over this one? I mean, I guess it's fine, but I want it to go to this one. Because they should all have equal weight. Highest priority. So you should go to that one now. What? Okay, go back. Why is it not working? We gave it the highest priority. we go. We just had to force it into it. Because I was actually partially convinced that it could not go into this one. Okay, but now this guy's functioning-ish. And we're actually going to hop on board. Okay, so we don't have to slug it back through the oil. And then, so once this larger train is fully saturated, and it should be. How is it 4 short? That's... Oh, this is why it's 4 short. That. Because there's 2 bits of scrap here, 2 bits of scrap there. And then essentially these guys are going to come down here. I don't think we're going to need a idle stacker, but we'll see. And then these guys go here. And then it fully unloads pretty quickly, and then ideally the next train would be able to pull in now, and then we'd have an uninterrupted flow of scrap into this. It's definitely hard to tell, but I think there's some gaps. Yeah, there are some gaps in the belt. Actually, we can just hover over it and see that there are gaps. And then, in theory, this should be enough. There are extra in this system, and that's mainly due to the recycling effect that happens. Oh, this was never connected. There we go. But as you can see, it processes all that scrap very, very quickly. Okay. So, now that I know that it's working, in between episodes... Oh, that's not good. Well, in between episodes, what I'm going to work on is the stacker / refueling system for the smaller trains, probably up over here and in this section. The other thing I'm going to work on is getting more nodes tapped. In the meantime, however, we are going to work on the actual production, or expansion rather, of these things for the science packs and whatnot. So our main area down here is where we've been expanding into in order to add more things. Although I do need to grab my calculations real quick. Okay. Okay, well, that was metallurgic. We want... Not metallurgic, we want these ones. So this is based on 1,000. This doesn't have any of our settings, though. Pulling up the calculator right now that has all of those things. But I need the one that I had already built that has everything already inputted. Here it is. Okay. This looks mostly correct. Cool. Alright. So, we already have the holmium solution here, and then it just needs water. So, let's first and foremost get the roboports. That was one thing I was considering. So, if all of our stuff is being scrapped and recycled up here, but all of our production's down here, robots are going to make really dumb connections. So we could have robots placing the stuff here, and then having it move, like, I don't know, 20 tiles down to this network, so that these two are separate networks. That could be one thing we do. Because these are passive providers. Because I don't want them forcing their items into the inventory, because that will block the inventory. Rather, I'm thinking what we can do is we can use requester chests to create a buffer zone, and have the buffer zone kind of come all the way down. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to grab the things we're going to need for that. We're going to try it out. We're going to see if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we're going to try something else. So I'm going to need probably about 50 of those. 20 of those should be fine. Substations. Oh, we have plenty. I don't need track because we're not touching that for a little while. And probably some of these. Maybe some of these. We'll see. Alright. So with that, let's head over here. So there's 12 possible outputs. So we only need 12 passive providers. Or 12 quester. Oh, I do need passive providers. Crud. That's what I needed to grab. And then the idea... And the factory should come alive fairly quickly, or what little bootstrapping we have right here should come alive fairly quickly, as the robots are then able to access new stuff. New stuff and things. Could we not destroy the things? There you go. So let's say here is where we draw the connection for all of the stuff. Yeah. And so then probably we're gonna want a ton of roboports. Because this is likely where the bulk of the robots are gonna come from. Okay. Same idea right here. Okay. And then we're gonna need lightning rods. Okay. And then just the robots are actually protected. That is one thing I don't like, why they place so quickly. Okay, come on, robots. Okay, we are gonna have to put a bunch of logistics in the system, but we should have a bunch. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these on the edge, so... I'm gonna throw one right there, and one right there. Oh yeah. So these are right on the edge. So there's 4, 4. Okay. And same idea. Their only goal is to supply everything else. Now, I actually am not sure of these items which one of them is going to require more than a single blue belt. So I guess let's go through and figure that one out. Stone is going to be 2. So we need 2 for stone. I'm actually going to just disintegrate this really quickly. Okay. No, bad. Nope. Okay, well, I guess they're gonna deal with that. Okay, so stone we need 2. We need 3 for concrete. We need 3 for solid fuel. We need 1 for blue circuits. 2 for batteries. 2 for steel. 2 for ice. 7 for gears. We need 1 for holmium plate. Copper wire gets 2. Low density structure gets 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're missing 1 item. What does scrap all turn into? Stone. Oh, red circuits. We need 2. Okay. So we're gonna do red circuits. So stack size is 48 times 2. There you go. So 9,600 can fit in this. Okay. No, I need it to be... There we go. Okay. And then this one we said was something. Let's go ahead and grab... I don't know if we... It says we have 1,000. I know we have more than that. Yeah, they're right here. Say we have a lot of logistics robots. Let's get them thrown in part into this network, thrown and partially into the other network. Let's also get more roboports for the other side. That is the plan. So let's grab roboports and then robots once they all enter. Alright. Should be a good starting amount for the other side to at least start getting things put in. I'll just do something like this. Cool. Sweet. Okay. So then, low density structure. It's 50 times 48. 40. Okay, let's see what else. We had copper wire. Copper wire stack size is 200, so 96. Chromium ore. 50, so 240. And then this was gears. I already remember having to do that. Also, it's super easy. And then this way, it should help limit robot travel time, because these robots only have to go to here, way station it down, and then these robots will transport it where it needs to go. Unfortunately, there's not really a way we can make this gap any smaller. I mean, we could kind of close it off a little bit up here. Ideally, we'd put one right in the middle. We just don't have that. But it's an option right now, which kind of is unfortunate. Alright, and then let's finish off. So we have gears, and then ice. Ice is 50. So then 2, 4, 1, 2. Steel. Batteries, where are batteries? Blue circuits. Salt fuel. Concrete. And then finally stone. I will say, I wish stone stacked to a larger size. That would be awesome. Okay, the robots aren't taking the best path, which, I mean, they are technically, I guess, taking the shortest path, but they're not taking the best, safest path, which is unfortunate. But whatever. Well, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Factorio. If you guys did, you guys know what to do, smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Consider subscribing as it helps out the channel. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, tips, tricks, and anything else, leave that down below. With that, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. See you guys later.